the Avatar would have to be an airbender. Are you an airbender, boy?
Lori, do you remember what happened the last time you didn't pick up your Legos?
Yeah, you made me listen to that stupid lady in the pool story.
And what did you do?
Forgot to pick up my Legos.
That's right. And because of that, I'm going to tell you the story of The Last Airbender.
Uncle Greg, no, I picked them up. Please, not another story by Shymalan Ding Dong.
Shamalama ding dong.
Shamalama, baby, ding dong.
Someone gonna kill me because I write this?
Sure, they're watching us with great sadness.
So we meet this girl Katara, who's learning how to control water when she stupidly levitates it over her brother Sokka. She drops it on him, and somehow, he isn't wet at all.
I always get wet.
But they go back to looking for a baby seal to club.
Wait, are they the bad guys?
No, they're just hungry.
Buttholes?
So they come across something in this frozen lake, and Sokka hits the ice with his boomerang. This cracks the ice, and a giant frozen bubble comes out of the water, to which Sokka thinks that this has to be a trick by the people who can control fire.
This is probably some Fire Nation trick.
I haven't got a brain.
Oh, come on. They're already this stupid?
Oh, you have no idea. The very next thing he does is stab an animal with a spear, then get pinned under its tail, at which point he thinks it's trying to eat him.
Trying to eat me.
Unfortunately, my brother isn't the best hunter in the world.
Please stop. I'll just go to sleep. I don't need a story tonight.
I assure you it won't hurt.
He tells Katara to stay away from it, so she grabs his boomerang and starts hitting it, making it open, spraying water all over her. So of course, she's dry as a bone,
How can that be?
and they go to investigate the crater it left. Inside is a little kid monk, and this animal that looks like Carol from Where the Wild Things Are had a baby with Falcor the Luck Dragon.
You look very odd.
They get him back to their village when Katara walks in on the kid changing and is like, "Whoa, sick tats, bro." But the Fire Nation has shown up because right before the bubble exploded, it shot a light into the sky, and the person who saw it was the prince who was banished until he could find the person known as the Avitar. Now this person can control all the elements, but they've been missing for 100 years. So naturally, this teenager was tasked with finding the one person who held the balance of all the nations in harmony, even though with their absence, the Fire Nation has risen to power.
I retire for what, like 5 minutes and it all goes to shit.
The fire people are in charge? That's the worst one. Air could take away its oxygen. You could smother it with earth. And do I even need to mention water?
I know.
So they've somehow convinced everybody who could easily beat them that they can't. And now they're looking for the one person who would stop them.
Yes.
The one person who, up to this point, has not given a crap that they've taken over the world.
Yes.
Why would they do that?
Shut up, they're just stupid, okay?
Idiots.
Leave him alone!
But Prince Zuko comes in and rounds up the elderly, which to them apparently means anybody over 40, even though the person they're looking for is over 100.
It's official. You're old.
But a guard checks the children's tent and sees that the monk boy is wearing red and not fur like everyone else, so he takes him to Zuko. Because of his tattoos, they think he's the Avatar, and the kid agrees to go with the prince as long as he doesn't hurt the people. But Katara thinks that they need to rescue the kid from their boat, so they take the flying bison, Appa, to go find the ship.
The fire people travel by water?
Yes.
Isn't that strange?
On board, they want the kid to take this test, and if he does, then they'll free him. But I'm not sure why he didn't think that it was weird that they waited until they hit open water to do the test. But he's like, okay. They put each of the 4 elements in front of him to see if he's the Avatar, which is smarter than the actual test they do when trying to figure out who the reincarnation is, which is picking out the toys the former Avatar used to play with.
Should we try it?
Yes, we should.
But each of the elements move when they get near him, and now they want to take him prisoner. They tell him not to escape, so he escapes. And all it really took was him blowing a couple guys.
First time? Obviously.
On deck, he pulls this kite thing out of his walking stick that he must have kept up his butt,
It really hurt.
to which Zuko says,
I have nowhere to run!
so he flies up to Katara and Sokka, who feel really good about their rescue, even though they just got there.
I know you think everything's going to work out, but I don't.
So now that the kid knows that the Fire Nation wants him, he wants to go back to the Air Temple to tell his people. Once they get there, Katara realizes that after freeing him from his bubble, feeding, clothing, and then feeling that it was their responsibility to save him, and then traveling to another country with him, that it was about time she knows what his name is.
Is it okay if you tell me your name?
The monks named me Aang.
He's really excited about seeing his friends, and has been calling for him since they landed, but it never occurred to them that this little monk airbender kid might have monk airbender friends living at the Air Temple, and they don't tell him that the Fire Nation had all the airbenders killed. So he stumbles across their bones and finds out for himself.
He's the teacher responsible for me. He's kind of like my father.
Family reunion, yay!
He gets pissed off and travels to the spirit world and comes across a dragon who tries to talk to him, but Katara won't shut up and breaks his concentration.
You talk too much.
They go to the Earth Kingdom for no reason at all, but come across this little moron who is throwing rocks at soldiers, knowing the Earthbenders all get put into a quarry.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Katara tries to stop them from taking the idiot, but shows that she's also a bender, and they all get taken to work at the camp.
Are you guys being willfully dense?
Well, wouldn't they be able to tell that he's the Avatar?
No, why?
Because you said all of the elements react to him. It should be obvious.
Oh, no. That only worked for the test. I guess they had a magical rock or some shit.
That's like some David Copperfield shit.
So at the camp, they find out that all the Earthbenders volunteered to be prisoners, as long as the Muggles can still roam free. But Aang doesn't like that deal and immediately starts some shit.
I'm trembling with fear.
He's like, Earthbenders, look at all the rocks and dirt you can fight these guys with. You should totally kill these guys. And then he asks if they would do it if the Avatar was around, and they're like, yeah. But the fire guys ask to prove that he's the Avatar, and when he does, the Earth dudes are like, let's fuck these guys up! And then 6 dudes try to start a dance-off to throw one really big rock so another guy can throw it. And after Aang blows a couple guys,
I'd love a blowjob.
Oh god, me too.
the firebenders retreat. The kids then go free a village from the soldiers and open a tool shed full of bending scrolls, including one for waterbending that has dance moves for a rare ability. Aang then tells them that he's never learned to use the other elements because he wanted to have babies.
What 8-year-old is thinking about being a parent?
Probably not many, especially not one that grew up in a monastery. But the fact that he couldn't have babies made him throw a baby fit and run away from home.
How embarrassing.
So now he needs to find teachers who can show him how to do the other elements, but because water's the next element on the cycle of the Avatar's rebirth, he's not even going to attempt to learn how to bend Earth, even after he rescued and is now loved by everyone in the Earth Kingdom.
Well, they seem great. Can we go?
So the plan is to head to the Northern Water Tribe to learn their dance moves, but they're going to stop in free villages along the way.
Got blown last night.
In the Fire Nation, Commander Zhao tells the Fire Lord that he went to the library and figured out where the ocean and moon spirits live. And if he kills them, he can show how badass they are. And the king's like, okay, I'm sure it's a bunch of hokum anyway.
Oh, come on, it's just a bunch of hocus pocus.
And then back at the Earth Kingdom, Katara's trying to show Aang some water dance moves, but she thinks he's distracted.
Are you doubting your mad skills?
He wants to go to a spirit temple to talk to a spirit in the spirit world, which makes you wonder why Commander Zhao thinks that he can kill a spirit, but also why he needs to go to a library to research where to find one.
Honestly, don't you read?
Anyway, Katara asks Sokka if Aang can go, and when Aang is dancing by himself, we see that he might have been more distracted by her not shutting up than him worrying about going to the spirit temple.
Why don't you do us all a favor and shut the fuck up?
So he leaves without him and goes to the temple, but some old dude lures him to a shrine, and we're expected to believe that all of these archers were just hiding behind these statues without being seen.
They try and jump out and scare me at any moment.
And even dumber, now that we know that they have projectile weapons, we have to wonder why all these dudes are fighting with swords against benders when it takes them 30 seconds for them to do their little dance before something can happen.
It sounds even stupider when you say it.
They've got plenty of time to shoot him.
Arrowed! Ow, my skin!
But they chain Aang up in the temple, so now he's able to go to the spirit world to talk to the dragon again, this time without Katara bothering him.
She really can't shut her mouth, can she?
Later that night, this dude dressed up like a demon sneaks into the temple and breaks Aang free, and they stupidly run out into the courtyard where all the soldiers are. Probably not the best idea to do a jailbreak after all the guards just had a staff meeting.
It wasn't very smart.
But they get separated, and the demon dude fights while Aang blows a bunch of guys and runs away.
I give you a blowjob.
He's about to fly away on his kite thing, but feels bad that the demon dude is outnumbered, so he flies back over to him to help. Soldiers just keep coming at him until Zhao is worried that they might kill Aang, so the demon dude uses him as a human shield to get out of the temple.
No one is taking anybody away.
They get all the way to the other side of the bridge before an archer shoots the demon dude in the head with a rock arrow, and he gets knocked the fuck out. And that's when Aang finds out that it was Prince Zuko who saved him.
The banished prince.
Just like that, we're supposed to be cool?
He's the only other one looking for him. Who else was it going to be?
Katara!
Well, why was he banished for anyway?
Well, he was talking shit to a general, and his dad wanted to teach him respect, so he made his son fight him. But Zuko didn't want to fight his dad, so his dad told him that his sister could kick his ass.
You know, you didn't have to humiliate him in front of everyone.
And then he set him on fire. So it kind of seems like they live by trailer park rules in the Fire Nation.
Ever had a cigarette put out on your skin?
Where else do you put one out?
So now Aang feels like he needs to save Zuko, so he conjures some mist to hide him. The soldiers stop their attack,
Something in the mist!
and then go, oh, it's just regular fog, and run the last 12 feet to see that they're gone.
There's something in the mist. It took John Lee.
Zhao thinks that the demon dude was Zuko and tells the Fire Lord, who tells him not to hurt his son.
You have my word, sire. I will not harm him.
So he starts a gas leak in Zuko's bedroom right as he gets back to his boat, and it blows up.
There's one thing I hate, it's a man without integrity.
Aang, Katara, and Sokka get to the Northern Water Tribe, where they meet with the princess, who's been put in charge after her dad died, so I'm not sure why she's not the queen, but she's immediately attracted to Sokka, and does not hide this well at all.
You have a massive erection.
They prepare for the Fire Nation coming to re-kidnap Aang, and Sokka volunteers to be Princess Penis Head's personal guard.
And I won't try to manage things because I can't think.
And of course, no one has an issue with this Anakin-Padme situation that they have now. And you can tell that they're in love because they missed the Fire Nation's armada showing up when they went to the wall specifically to look at the ocean.
Oh, I'm a failure because I haven't got a brain.
Prince Zuko then risks being caught by Zhao by taking a rowboat out, only to scuba dive about 100 yards later. But he breaks into the fortress and looks for Aang, who's been taken to a koi pond so he can talk to the dragon spirit, but Katara won't shut up again, even though this is time sensitive.
You just stop talking.
But Zuko comes in and burns her ass because she dances too slow.
Sorry this is taking so long!
After Zuko gets away with Aang, Sokka and the princess come back to check on him, even though the city's just been infiltrated.
As many fires in this city should be put out as possible when the alarm sounds.
Good job.
But he took Aang while he was in the spirit world, and the dragon says that he's too sad that his friends are dead, and he needs to get over it.
Oh, boo-hoo-hoo! Everybody's got dead people.
He then tells him to use the ocean to defeat the Fire Nation.
No shit.
So thanks for the hot tip.
He wakes up and fights Zuko, but Katara comes in and freezes him when he's not looking.
I never thought she'd be able to do it, with as weak and skinny as she appears to be.
Aang doesn't want him dead, so he's at least nice to unfreeze his head, which doesn't matter since he just thaws himself out when he leaves. Zhao and Zuko's uncle Iroh get to the water temple, but Iroh objects to Zhao killing the spirits.
Please. Don't.
He puts one in a bag and stabs it, which makes the princess fall over. See, part of their romantic pillow talk was her telling Sokka,
You didn't ask, only your grandmother did.
Sorry, her telling Sokka's grandma that she was stillborn and the fish gave her life.
My mother sculpted me from clay and I was brought to life by Zeus.
So she and the fish are connected.
Well, that's neat.
And they must have killed the moonfish because the moon turns red and the waterbenders start losing their power. And the fish stabbing has really angered Iroh, and after Zhao calls him a pussy for it, he conjures fire without a source, and the fire guys run away because nobody's supposed to be able to do that.
That's some kind of wizardry.
Sorcery.
That's witchcraft.
How'd you do that, bro?
Then he tells the princess that everything will go back to normal if she dies, and she's like, okay.
I think I'll miss you most of all.
So she takes a bath in the koi pond, and she dies. The fish also takes her hair dye back, so the moon goes back to normal, and everyone stops fighting to look at it, even though that didn't happen when it turned red.
What is this?
But the water dudes see this as an opportunity to whoop some ass. Zhao's also confronted by Zuko.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
But Iroh tells him not to fight him, so the kid who is banished for not fighting stands down again.
You mean you're a pussy?
Yeah. But that doesn't matter, since some water dudes show up and drown Zhao, and he dies. Aang makes it to the ocean and starts dancing. He creates this giant water wallet, and everyone on the boats pretty much understand that he's gonna drown him, so they fuck off.
You have no power here. Be gone.
Well, why didn't the people who have been trained their whole lives to bend water do that?
Because we didn't think of it?
I don't know. I mean, the first thing we see them do is use the ocean as a gate to their kingdom.
Idiots.
But what he's doing must be super special because his tattoos start glowing like a motel bed under a blacklight.
Places look like a Jackson Pollock painting.
So that all the water people, with all the fire soldiers that were just trying to kill the water people, ask him to take on the mantle of the Avatar. And this time he bows back, instead of running away because he wants to have babies.
Try to talk him out of it.
Why would they need him to accept the mantle? It's who he is. Even if he does nothing, he is still the Avatar.
So, are you the Avatar, Aang?
And like those fire soldiers have a choice. They've been abandoned. They're gonna be killed if they don't do what they want. Their choices are bow or die.
We can be friends, you know.
Now I hope you're gonna learn your lesson and pick up your goddamn Legos, because trust me, this isn't the worst one I could have told you.
I swear, I will always pick up my Legos. I don't even like them that much.
Okay. Everybody can help us now.
For
perform it hundreds of times. And it only takes a few moments, and then you're free to go.
Do it.
I had a feeling you might volunteer.
Stop doing that stuff around me.